Namo Namaha. Andarki Namaskaramulu. Today is another good day for us, and today is the 5th day of yoga classes as part of Sanatana Dharma course. We have already completed 2 months, and the 3rd month is going on now. So we will have Vande Mataram, Prarthana, and then we will start with the yoga class. So let us all stand up and sing.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sufalam, Malaya Jasitalam, Sasya Syamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram. Subrajosna pulakitayamini pullakusumita drumadala shobhini suhasini sumadhura bhashini sukhadam varadam mataram Vande Mataram Vande Mataram.
Vande Mataram. ధన్యవాదములండి చల్లా చిట్టిబాబు గారు. Now let us request Ananthan Garu to sing, to chant Prarthana for us.
Hari Om, 1 minute meditation. Let us close our eyes. Relax the body. Total concentration on breath. Om. Ganana Antva Ganapati Gum Havamahe Kavin Kavina Mupamashravastamam Jashtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashranvannoti Visida Sadanam Mahaganapataye Namaha Prano Devi Saraswati Vaje Virvajinivati Dhinam Avityavatu Vagdevyai Namaha Gurureva Gatir Gurumeva Bhade Gurunaiva Sahasmi Namo Gurave Na Guroh Paramam Shishurasmi Guroho Matirasti Gurau Mama Pahi Guru Jnananandamayan Devam Nirmalaspatikakrutim Adharam Sarva Vidyanam Hayagrivamupaasmahe Shruti Smruti Purananamalayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Yomavatyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Arihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Arihi Om. Dhanyavada.
ధన్యవాదములండి. So let us request CSR Prabhu Garu to start yoga class, please.
Okay, let us start with the Sukshma Vyayamas, some parts which I have already covered the most of the parts. So I will cover today only the leg parts or even the trunk. We have covered till here. This was the last exercise we did. So this is Kati Chakra Shakti Vikasa. After that we have Muladhara Shakti Vikasa. This you will be pulling up your Muladharam with breathing, inhalation, holding it. Keep your feet together always. This is the position. Now tighten your legs, tighten your thighs, tighten your buttocks, and pull up the rectum. And hold it for some time and leave it after that. When you hold it, you have to hold the breath also. 1, 2, 3. Muladhara Shakti Vikasa. You have to pull up. It's also known as Mola Bandha. Three times. Then the same thing at 4 inches apart. Keep your legs 4 inches separate and repeat the same. So different, same organ but different form. 1, 2, 3, breathe in, pull up your legs, pull up your thighs, pull up your buttocks, pull up your rectum and hold it along with holding breath. Three times. Next, separate 1 foot apart. Upasthatha Swadhisthana Chakra Shuddhi. We have a Swadhisthana Chakra which covers Upastha and Muladhara. So this is combination of both. Upasthatha Swadhisthana Chakra Shuddhi. We tighten the legs, tighten the thighs, tighten the buttocks. We pull up the rectum and the bladder both inside. Hold the breath and then release it. Okay, these 3 exercises will relieve you from problems related to the reproductive system and the Muladhara Chakra and Swadhisthana Chakra. So now, this keeps your buttocks, your legs. And after that, you have the Pindalini Shakti Vikasa, which is the thighs. Our regular drill exercise. Breathe in, go up. First time, breathe in. Now breathe out and go up. Go to Shas. Take deep breath, feel the breathing going in and coming out, and perform yoga nidra. Feel the breath going into your left leg first, left feet, left foot, all the digits in the left foot, one by one. Left toes, bottom of left foot, ankle, ankle joint. Keep breathing. Left calf, left lower neck muscles, left knee, left thigh, thigh joint, and come to the left hand. Left little finger, ring finger, finger, index finger, left arm, left thumb. Deep breathing. Left lower arm, left elbow, left shoulder arm, shoulder muscles, shoulder joint, left. Deep breathing and energize. Now go to the right side, right leg, middle finger. Deep breathing, energize. Left ring finger, left right leg, big finger, right leg toe, bottom of leg, then icon, bottom of foot. Ankle, heel, pyramidal, ankle joint, bottom of the foot, up to ankle joint, lower leg, calf, knee, right knee joint, right thigh, thigh muscles, thigh joint, right hand, little finger, ring finger, Right finger, index finger, right hand, palm joints, whole of palm, back palm, right hand, wrist joint. Deep breathing, energization. Right hand, lower arm, right hand, elbow, elbow joint. Right hand, upper arm, muscles. Right hand, shoulder joint, shoulder muscle. Deep breathing, energization. Come to the back of the neck. Feel the neck muscles, collarbone muscles, collarbone. Go back to the backbone. Deep breathing, backbone, each joint from top to bottom. One by one down, 32 to the bottom. Energize the backbone, spinal cord, and come to the front, come to the neck, in, come to the nose, mouth, chin, neck, whole of neck, muscle, then collarbone, down to the ribs, upper ribs, mid ribs, lower ribs. Take deep breath. Abdomen, then to the navel. Then take deep breath. Spread the whole body. Seven times. Spread the prana in the whole body, energize the whole body, and get it see all parts. Then just be blank. Take deep breaths. Total relaxation. Then move your legs a little bit slowly and turn to the left. Come back to center. That is right. That we can have deep breathing, deep relaxation. Totally mindless. Slowly wake up and get up and sit down and do pranayama. Take deep breath from left and breathe to the right, and take to the right. You can hold in between for as look up body, shoulder, basic, Anuloma Viloma. External breathing, upper chest breathing. Mid chest breathing. Abdominal breathing. Breathing, the abdomen should come forward, you know, to go inside. It's the basic principle of Bhastrika. Again, so all three together in below. First fill up the upper chest, then fill up the middle chest, then fill up the abdomen, then evacuate the upper chest, evacuate the go for meditation. Just relax and watch your thoughts. Don't react to the thoughts. Don't push away. Don't get carried away. Just be neutral observer. You're observer to your thoughts. The thoughts come and go, come and go, come and go. Nothing sticks. First stage is this. Then second stage, you start feeling your breathing. Anapanasati or Pranapanasati. Feel prana and apana. Inhalation, exhalation. Going in and coming out for 5 minutes. Feel the prana going in and apana coming out. Now start the third stage of Soham. Feel so with every inhalation and hum with every exhalation. Just feeling only. So hum. So hum. So hum. So hum. They'll feel blankness. Be in yourself, pure consciousness, total deep silence. Then open your eyes and go for home meditation. Take deep breath and chant long home all together at the same time. Chant Om along with me. Take deep breath. Total silence. Okay, now I will show you one mantra meditation also. It is the same as the other meditation, except that we'll add one mantra chanting. You can choose the mantra. There are many mantras. You already know your favorite mantra, favorite devata, like Shiva or Vishnu or Shakti or Ganesh or Kartikeya. Their respective mantras are there. So you can choose one of them which you already have. Ishta Devata mantra. Otherwise, Gayatri mantra is always there. But those who have already learned that particular mantra can chant it mentally, that mantra. Now for the next 5 minutes. Okay, what is a mantra? Maranatrayate mantra. By repeating and remembering it, it will protect you, it will lead you, it will save you. So Devata and mantra are one the same. Devata is a particular power or subject power. Like Narayana, Shiva, Vishnu, and various forms of Shakti like Lakshmi, Saraswati, Durga, Chandi, and we have the Ganapati, we have the Kumara, and then we have Surya. Along with Surya, all the Navagrahas. Each one of them has one mantra, minimum one mantra, but sometimes more mantras for the same day. So when you chant that mantra and when you meditate upon that Devata, you will get those particular qualities. Like for example, for health, Surya. Surya Aditya Arogya, for Arogya, that is Surya. For strength and courage, it is Hanuman. And for Buddhi, it is Ganesh. Shakti, it is Skanda, and so on. So you get those benefits. Of course, Shiva and Vishnu are the supreme, they are most powerful. And all these powers can be invoked by the mantra japam in meditation. Okay, now we'll go for the theory class. So today I'll be covering the Bhakti Yoga and Karma Yoga. Yesterday we have covered Jnana Yoga. There is perfection within, and this is best expressed through thoughts, feelings, and wills. So there is perfection within you. All beings, every man is potentially divine. There is perfection. Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnamudachyate, Purnasya, Purnamadaya, Purnameva, Avasishyate. So you are Purna. There is perfection within you, and it is best expressed through your thoughts, feelings, and desires or willingness. These expressions are nothing but forces of innermost being, that is the divine being within yourself. That is the divinity within you is being expressed with your thoughts, words, feelings, desires. A divine expression cannot be imperfect because it is perfect, it is Purna. But all emotions are not recognized as perfect or positive, leading to pleasurable ends. We have both positive emotions and we have negative emotions. What are the negative emotions? Desires, lust, greed, jealousy, anger, ahankara, mamakara, raga, dvesha, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, and matsarya. These are the 10 negative emotions in addition to fear. What are the positive emotions? Opposites of the negative emotions. Serenity, regularity, absence of vanity, sincerity, simplicity, veracity, equanimity, fixity, non-irritability, adaptability, humility, tenacity, integrity, nobility, magnanimity, charity, generosity, purity. So practice daily these 18 itis. You will soon attain immortality. You will abide in infinity and eternity. You cannot acquire this in a university. This is the 18 itis song by Swami Shivananda, the Guru of Gurus of Divine Life Society, Rishikesh. So the positive expression of that divine force is called love. What is the most positive emotion, positive expression of divinity within you, the divine force within you can be best expressed? And that expression is love. Whom do you love? You love yourself first. And all those who love you will be part of yourself. So universal love is the ultimate, because you see the universal self. Until then you see a limited self. I love myself, I love my hand, I love my leg, I love my body, I love my house, I love my car, and I love my wife, I love my son, I love my daughter, I love my grandson, because all these are mine. But when you love the Lord, who is the entire universe, Vishwam Vishnu, and you love the whole universe as the expression of God. So the positive expression of that divine force is called love, while the negative reactions are anger, hate, jealousy, etc., etc. The perfect divine force within is contaminated by the feeling of ego consciousness. When the perfect divine force within you is contaminated, then it becomes negative energy, negative force. Love becomes hatred. And the perfect divine force within you is contaminated by the feeling of ego consciousness. The whole problem is with ego only. That's why let us let it go. Ego, let it go, ego. They become negative forces. So if the ego is removed, then everything is positive. That's why small children, they have no ego. They love everyone. They have no negative expressions. As the child grows, the child acquires all negative qualities, and adults are full of negative qualities. This psychological fact is well recognized in Bhakti Yoga. Which fact? The perfect divine force within is contaminated by the feeling of ego consciousness. So the core principle of Bhakti Yoga is to surrender, is to let your ego go. The word ego itself has go in it. So let it go. Bhakti Yoga teaches to recognize if you let the ego go, it teach you to recognize the natural force of love, the universal love. You love everyone as the manifestation of the divine within the man, and trains the bhakta to purify that love to reach the perfection. So that love within you can be trained, developed, blossomed to reach total merger into the Supreme Being In Bhakti Yoga, every primary emotion is analyzed, logically concluded, and utilized to open up potential perfection in man. So every primary emotion is analyzed, logically concluded, and utilized to open up potential perfection. When you remove the ego contamination, the perfection is already there. So that's what we are trying to achieve, to realize through the meditation processes. He sees this once the bhakta is flooded with the full-fledged positive emotional perfection of the Supreme Being. And he sees this perfect divine power or energy everywhere, nothing but in different dimensions and manifestations. Hindugarad Anduledar, Sandeham Valadu Chakri Sarvopagatundu Endendu Vedaku Chuchina, Andande Garadu. So Vishwam Vishnu, Yachakinchit Jagat Sarvam, Drishyate Sruyate Piva Antarbahischa, Tat Sarvam Vyapya Narayana Sthitaha. So to see Narayana in each and every atom, everywhere, in and out, all spread, all pervasive. The word Vishnu itself means that which is, who is all pervasive, who is spread everywhere. The word bhakti comes from the root bhaja, means to love, adore. You adore your wife to start with. You love her, you adore her. Then you adore your child, son or daughter, whatever. Then you adore your grandchild. To pamper, you adore, to worship. I worship my mother. I still worship. In Bhakti Yoga, Bhakta is taught to accept the personal ideal, Ishta Devata, to love that ideal until it absorbs in his whole being. So that ideal, say Rama or Krishna, is loved so much that it is absorbed into his own being. When you perform upasana with true bhakti on a particular devata, those qualities of the devata will enter into you, will become part of you. You will be transformed to that level. Bhakta is taught to accept the personal ideal, Ishta Devata, to love that ideal until it absorbs his whole being. Prabhuji, tu chandan, my pani. So both are mixed, they cannot distinguish. That's why Soham, E-I. This personal conception of ideal or personification of ideal is called Ishta Devata or personal deity. It is not an object, it is not a statue, it is not a painting or a picture. It is a feeling of a particular Devata, Ishta Devata. That is the ideal personality, the ideal being. Hence, a Bhakta's God, although a personal deity or conception, is not an anthropomorphic conception. So this is a very important point to note, most important. It is not anthropomorphic conception of God. We are not saying it's a human. His conception of God is his own private and personal image of ideal. Rama is not a human being more. He is an ideal. In his own interpretation of the universal reality, it is his own interpretation. Narayana, Vishnu, Krishna, his own interpretation of the universal reality. Shiva is the own interpretation of a Shiva Bhakta, of the universal reality. Therefore, the Ishta may be many and different from person to person. This is the most important point. You need not have the same Ishta Devata or ideal for all human beings. Everybody may have a different Ishtadevata. Doesn't matter. What matters is that bhakti, the bhakti yoga. Same God may be conceived with different characteristics in different relations. For example, a woman may act as a daughter, sister, wife, mother, and friend in various relationships. For example, a woman may, similarly in Bhakti Yoga, a guru plays an important role in selecting the Ishtadevata, depending on the person. The guru, after studying the temperament and tendencies of, discovers the Ishtadevata for the disciple and gives the disciple a mantra, which is nothing but the Ishtadevata mantra, or name by which he is to be addressed as his Ishta. The mantra is to be repeated with faith and love. First, the mantra is to be understood properly. In other words, the bhakta is made to understand the meaning, pronunciation, and relation of the mantra with Ishtadevata. That's why you have mantropadesham done. Prahlada had one mantra, Dhruva had another mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namah Shivaya. So like this, many mantras are there. And after a long devoted practice, the knowledge of the Shabda, Jnana, Ardha, the Shabda, Ardha, and Jnana of the mantra is realized. It doesn't come just like that, and the mind is filled with it. So such a person, then the bhakta and the mantra become one and the same. It merges with the mantra. In other words, it merges with the Ishtadevata. So bhakta and Bhagavan, there is no difference once this merger takes place. So in fact, sometimes we see that bhakta is very powerful and bhakta adhina. Bhagavan is supposed to be bhakta adhina. We have seen Mahabhaktas, Paramabhaktas, many in our history. We have big names. They have performed miracles also because of the power of the Ishtadevata. In Bhakti Sadhana, bhava or relationship with Ishtadevata is important. One-pointed devotion to the Ishtadevata is absolutely compulsory, and that is called Ishtha-nishtha. Ishtha-nishtha. So bhava with Ishtadevata can be either Shanta bhava, that is the attitude. There are many bhavas. Shanta bhava, the relationship and admiration towards the transcendental being. Dasya bhava, the attitude of a servant towards the master. Selfless service to the Almighty. Tata bhava, the attitude of a child towards a parent. Pitasi lokasya characharasya. Arjuna tells in the Vishwarupa, you are the father. Sakhya bhava, the attitude of a friend towards a friend. Like Radha Krishna and Arjuna Krishna. Vatsalya bhava, the attitude of a parent towards a child. Bala Krishna, Krishna Janmashtami. Then Madhura bhava, the attitude of lover towards beloved. Radha Krishna Bhakti is the lover, highest, ultimate, transcendental, spiritual love relationship is between Radha and Krishna. So much so that Radha and Krishna are one and the same. If you go to Vrindavan, you will be hearing Radhe, 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 Radhe Krishna, Radhe Krishna. Even the rickshawalas don't use a bell. They will say Radhe, Radhe. If you call somebody on the phone, they won't say hello. They will say Radhe, Radhe. And every atom, every small particle in Vrindavan is enveloped, spread with bhakti. Any one of the above bhava sadhanas will lead to the final goal. It is not important whether this is better or that is better. There is no such thing. All are good. Sadhana is a systematic practice one follows in order to develop the bhava. We all know about sadhana. Sadhana is a practice, effort to develop the bhava. The foremost thing to overcome in the bhava sadhana is the overcome. The main problem, obstacle is ego. So unless and until you surrender, anyatha saranam nasti tvameva saranam mama, tasmat karunya bhavena raksha raksha janardana. You prostrate. Sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam raja. Aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shucha. So the bhava sadhana will take you to the goal. And sadhana is nothing but a systematic practice in order to develop the bhava. The foremost thing, please understand that there are many people who have different Ishtadevtas. Even Muslims and Christians, they have their own Ishtadevta, or Sikhs, or within Hinduism, we have many Ishtadevtas. They have a right to follow whichever Ishtadevta they like. But bhava, bhakti is one and the same, independent of the Ishtadevta, and the results will be coming out depending on the bhava. Sadhana is a systematic practice one follows in order to develop bhava. The foremost thing to overcome in the bhava sadhana is ego consciousness. That's why until and unless Arjuna abandoned, surrendered his ego, there was no result coming. Nashto moha smriti labdva karishye vachanam tava. I will do whatever you say. I realized you are the supreme. So that surrender of the ego to the supreme power is the most important requirement. Without ego only you can become bhakta. With ego you cannot become bhakta. So that comes through the self-purification. Purification of love is necessary. So love not for ice cream and all that, but for Supreme Being. In Bhakti Yoga, there are 3 stages through which the sadhaka or practitioner must pass before attaining the realization of bhava. Nacha bhavayata shanti rashantis uta sukham. So niyama, practices like cleanliness, contentment, self-mortification, self-studies, surrender to ego consciousness, yama niyamas. Nishtha, when niyama becomes already very steady, then it becomes nishtha. It consists in strict procedures, strict following of the practices of niyamas. Chaucha, santosha, tapas, swadhyaya. Upasana comes nearer to our state. Upa means near, asana is posture. Near posture to the Ishtadevata by means of japa, puja, smarana, and dhyana. What is upasana? Upasana comprises of japa, puja, smarana, and dhyana. Puja can be manasika puja or bhakti puja. So it is not idol worship. It is bhakti yoga process. You can have an idol or you need not have it. So it depends on the bhava and not on the idol. So people think, Muslims and Christians and Jews think that Hindus are foolish people. They worship idols. We are not worshipping idols. We are worshipping the divine Ishtadevata. We may use an idol or we may not use it. Dainata. Dainata means modesty and humility. Surrender of ego consciousness comes only from Dainata. Anyatha sharanam nasti tvameva sharanam mama. Tasmat karunya bhavena raksha rakshaya. Lavokintayaledu dhairyam vilovalambaye pranamulthavul murchavachan. I am in deep crisis. Niveda paita param bergananya. Rave Ishvara Kavave Varada Samrakshinchu Bhadratmaja. This is Gajendra Moksham. Surrender with supreme devotion, complete total surrender. I have no chance except you to survive. Until and unless you reach that Yavanine Karunmega Judatana Akhilabittam Mundune Apaharintu. He told in the Srimad Bhagavatam, I will drive that person to the wall. Only then there will be true bhakti. I have myself experienced in my childhood this situation. When I was driven to the wall, nothing was there. There was no chance. Then the miracle started happening. The divine Leela will appear when to extricate you from the biggest crisis you may be. Then comes Seva, which is service to the God. Selfless Seva. You see it, the Sardarji is doing it in what is called Kar Seva in Gurdwaras. A lot of people do go and do Seva in Ramakrishna Math hospitals, schools, an attitude of serving the ultimate reality. And Swami Vivekananda used the word Daridra Narayana. When you serve the poor people, you are serving the Narayana only. Manava Seve, Madhava Seva. Atma Samarpana, finally surrender, consists of self-surrender, rely on the Ishtadevata, hold on to the hand of the Devata, and let the Devata hold your hand. We have seen many cases where, in my own case also, I have reached a situation in my age of 14 when my father died and his dead body is in front of me, and I don't have even a single paisa with me. So I was totally in a driven to the wall situation. But by then already Bhagavad Gita played so strong a role in my mind that I remained unaffected. I was absorbed in the Lord. And believe it or not, one by one people came without my asking them, without even, I don't even know them. Somebody came and performed the Dhahanam and Karmakanda and all that. Somebody sent groceries, somebody sent clothes, somebody gave books. Unbelievable miracles have happened in my life, in my childhood. When I finished my SC public examination in 1969, I topped the entire city, but I don't have money to join the next level, which is intermediate. 220 rupees was the fees. I didn't have a single rupee. Again, somebody came forward without asking. The Lions Club of Secunderabad paid my fees. 220 rupees those days was a big amount. So I have seen miracles happening in my life. When you surrender, when you have true bhakti, when you have true love and true absorption, then things start happening. Many things like that have happened in my life. Almost at every stage, I am being saved and taken forward in this matter. In this way, then there are other types of bhakti like prema bhakti. When love is purified, it becomes perfect in tune with the perfect inside. The bhakta realizing that there is no, not I, but thou. Prabhuji, my Chandan Rupani. I am not there, only you are there. This is called Bhava Samadhi. The goal of Bhakti Yoga. Ego consciousness is transcended. There is no state called self, but only thou. I am not there, only you are there. So liberated Bhakta will go to Vaikuntham after death, or even before that, in some cases, the Vimanam came and he was taken to the Vaikuntham. Like Tukaram's case, it is supposed to be like that. So bhakti is of 4 types: Sarupya, Sayujya, Salokya, and Samipya. Sarupya, the Bhakta will see the form in his Rishi. He will actually have darshan. I know one person who had darshan when he died. The Sarupya Bhakta will see the form which he worshipped on earth. Sarujya, where the Bhakta will have the attachment to the Ishtadevata in which the relationship may be. And Salokya is Bhakta can stay in the region of plane or sphere of Loka of the Ishtadeva like Vaikuntham. And Samipya is the reflection of the power of God, falls on the devotee. You'll have all the powers of God except the power of creation. So you'll have miraculous powers except creation. That is Samipya Bhakti, Sarshti. The Bhakti Yoga is very natural way to reach perfection by one pointed devotion to the Ishtadevata. The aspirant may realize the highest goal. For this he needs sincerity, simplicity, and selfless devotion. So we come to the end of it. So I will close now. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet, sarvastaratu durgani, sarvo bhadrani pashyat, sarvasya buddhimapnot, sarvasarvatra nandatu. Om sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Om sarvesham shantir bhavatu. Om sarvesham purnam bhavatu. Om sarvesham mangalam bhavatu. Om loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu.
ధన్యవాదములు.
Yes.
ధన్యవాదములు CSR Prabhu garu. Now next, can we ask some questions or shall we close?
We can ask questions.
Okay, anybody wants to ask questions? Because yeah, because
Namaste, sir.
Yes.
I have a question about attachment, detachment, bhakti yoga, and everything. So, if we take example of Arjuna himself, like I'm sure we all face these situations where you have to argue, you have to fight your own people. So it's not very easy to, though you're on the right path, they see you as wrong. So it becomes very hard to overcome your own attachment. So there is always that raga factor which you have to overcome. And then you have to, let go that initial relationship that you have with that person, and then connect to Almighty, and then do your task. So it is not as easy as it is said. So please comment on this. Like many times we have to let go many of these relationships just so that that person will someday have that enlightenment to see what you are doing is right. And especially it comes, as a father, son, or, husband, wife. Every person, I'm sure they would have encountered these situations. So do we do, Sharanagati and then just say, okay, let the divine take care of it? And then
No. You are going in the wrong track, because nobody, I have not said, and Bhagavad Gita has not said, and Bhagavatam has not said that you let your relationships go away. Nobody said that you get cut off from your dad or your wife or anything. That is not correct. That is totally wrong attitude. So in fact, it is the other way around, the opposite. You should be able to see the divinity in every being. How will God, Daivam Manusha Rupa? In my own case, I told you, in my childhood, when I faced an extreme adverse situation, when my father's dead body is in front of me, and I don't have a single paisa with me, did God, Lord appear with 4 hands and then gave a shower of gold coins? Tell me. He did not. Only human beings came. So Daivam Manusha Rupa, and people will come. So the people who are interacting with you, they are the divine, your wife is divine, your child is divine, even your enemy is divine. So all these are the manifestations of the divine being in your personal life. The moment you take that attitude, the whole problem is solved.
Okay. So basically also, see, that is the positive side you are telling, like where people have come and helped you, which is right in many cases. But there are also cases where people come and hurt you. Though you are...
That's what I'm saying. No, that is the whole problem. You see, the entire Bhagavad Gita has explained the whole process of Asuri, Pravritti, Daivi, Sampat, all that. So if you follow your dharma correctly, and if you follow your principles, in my own life also, I'll tell you what happened to me in Delhi. I was supposed to become Director General on a particular date. And instead, as you said, the enemies who wanted to grab that post from me, they played mischief. And they gave it to a junior person for monetary benefit. Some huge amount was paid and rules were bypassed. So I had to fight a war. I fought a war in the court of law, in Delhi High Court. For months together, I was subjected to tremendous persecution, tormentation, and torture. But finally, I won. The court ruled in my favor 3 times. Even then, they didn't want to implement. They wanted to go against the court. They wanted to do contempt of court. So my lawyer told, in fact, the judges themselves told me file a case of contempt of court, which my wife got scared and said, don't file because they may take revenge on you. They may even attack you physically. Because contempt of court, once accepted, they go to jail. Then they will attack you physically and they'll finish you off. So contempt of court I avoided, but finally, believe it or not, at the fag end of the whole process of legal, the whole Congress party got demolished. The elections, they lost, completely washed out. The minister who was #1 villain, Kapil Sibal, he himself lost in the election. The BJP government came and within 5 minutes, I became Director General. So miracles do happen. You have to fight. You have to fight for dharma only, not with any hatred. The same people who fought against me in the court, they started praising me. They said, Prabhu Sahab, aye, all that kind of thing. So people will change according to circumstances. Okay, next question.
Thank you.
Okay, Gupta ji.
Namaskar Mahoday. I understand there are 3 basic types of meditation. One is the Soham meditation, another is the Om meditation, and the third is the Istadevata meditation. Which of this is takes us to moksha?
All of them. All of them will take it. This is not a faster or slower thing. Your faster or slower thing, it depends on you. So all of them are good enough. They will all take you to moksha.
And I got one more doubt, sir.
Yeah.
You said that if Arjuna follows Bhakti Yoga, then he should have allowed the enemy and he should have avoided the war. Am I correct in the interpretation?
No. He did that right in the beginning, in the first chapter. He doesn't want to fight the war, right? He wanted to go away. Correct? You remember? Nayotsna iti. He just sat down on the ground. I don't want to fight. So from that stage, the Lord brought him to because the situation is very complex. The enemy is not an ordinary enemy. He is not your classmate who is fighting for more marks. The enemy is manifestation of adharma. He is asuri pravritti. So you have to fight. He's a kshatriya. Arjuna being kshatriya, you have, like in my case, I'm not a kshatriya, but I fought in the court. So you have to fight against adharma, against asuri pravritti, against rakshasa pravritti, and uphold dharma. That is your duty. Okay? All right, next.
Okay, Murthy garu. Sorry, BRC Murthy garu.
Namaste, Guruji.
Yes.
Can we utter the mantras without at any time without in Guru's
No.
Upadesam?
No. You see, best is to take Upadesham. Okay, that's why I told you, you might have already got Upadesham. I told you, remember in my session, I told you, you might have already got Upadesham of Gayatri Mantram, or you might have already got Upadesham of particular other mantra. Some people have taken Upadesham of Ramakrishna Math, or some people have taken from some other saint. So it depends, no? So whatever mantra you already got, I ask you to chant that.
Okay. Okay, anybody else? Nobody. If nobody, then we will go for Prarthana. Thank you, sir.
So Gautam Mukherjee is there, the question.
Gautam ji.
Yes, Gautam, tell me.
No, Namaskar, sir. Namaskar, Guruji. Sir, actually, how to? I've seen that ego is the most difficult to handle. Sometimes even when it comes, it's very difficult to locate it. I mean, during even deep meditation, that I feeling that okay, I am doing this is by meditation I will be succeed. I will succeed. This kind of I feeling is it comes, and that
You have to
spoils.
you have to distinguish between three different similar entities. One is the self, I, that just sense of I-ness, Atma, that is also I. Then ego, I like that ego, Jivatma, ego, basic ego. Then the third is Durahankara, arrogance. Oh, I am great, I can do anything, I am God, or nobody can stop me. I am supreme. I am the. I am all powerful. I can do idamajjam maya labdam idam prapte manoradam. No, Gita 16th chapter has explained the asuri pravritti. The arrogance goes into extreme levels in asuri pravritti, and people will behave in abnormal manners. So this asuri pravritti is based on tamasic and rajasic qualities. 16th chapter has explained how they behave, and today you can see in the society such people behaving in that way, doing all kinds of horrible things, all the politicians and the other fellows, criminals. So that is to be totally curbed. And coming to the second basic ego, the Jivatma ego, has to be surrendered. It cannot be removed, but it has to perform Sharanagati to the Lord, Ishtadevata. So once it is done, then what remains is the pure self, which is nothing but the Lord himself. Okay, right. I think one more question is there. BRC Murthy.
I could not follow what you said earlier regarding Upadesam without Upadesam mantra. Some problem with
Upadesham is required. Upadesham, if you already take. So like Upanayanam, in Upanayanam, they will do the Brahmopadesham, Gayatri Mantra Upadesham, or some people take Upadesham from Swamiji or Guruji. So those mantras I ask you to chant. If you don't have any Upadesham done till now, then you better take one now from anyone appropriate. Okay?
or any namam, or can we utter any namam without Upadesam?
Yeah, ordinary now, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Can be chanted. Om Namah Shivaya also can be chanted. These are universal. Anytime means not anytime. Not in the bathroom. Not while you are driving. So it is only in meditation. We are part of japa meditation.
Okay, I think now you have given the Upadesham to all of us. What to do? Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. We'll do that. Okay, sir. And let's do Prarthana, Ananthanji. Unmute yourself and start again.
Om Swasti Prajabhyah Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahimmahishaah Go Brahmanebhyah Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshatu Parjanyah Prithvi Sasyashalini Deshoyam Kshobarahitah Brahmana Santu Nirbhayaah Aputrah Putrinas Santu Pautrinas Adhanas Sadhanas Santu Jivantu Sharadam Shatam Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतंगमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ
ధన్యవాదములండి అనంతన్ గారు, ధన్యవాదం. ఓకే, నౌ లెట్ us do జనగణమన. చల్లా చిట్టిబాబు గారు.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय
జై
जय